Hello, everyone. Namaste. It's Sunday. Yes, our free webinar, and it's December 3rd. Happy New Year. And can you guys believe that we're already in 2021? By the way, guys, if you see I'm looking off cameras, it's because I'm also going live on Facebook. So those of you who wants to join me on Facebook, Sudi _Burnett, you can join me there and you can ask your questions there. Our topic today is a very hot topic. It's about depression, okay? So, hi Zora-Jan. Zora is always the first one, guys, somehow that's joined on Facebook. Okay, so let's get centered, guys, and we're gonna dive right into depression. What is depression? Depression is known as mood disorders. That means we have mood swings. We go up and down. We go into waves. Sometimes we're very happy for no reason. Other times we get really low. And when we get to the deepest level of depression, I'm hoping that you guys have never experienced that. It's the point that you become totally disabled. You become blocked. You cannot move. You're going to be staying in bed, probably shutting down the curtains, and you have no energy and no mood to move. This is panic depression, okay? But no worries, guys, because today we're going to resolve this and we're going to dig in really deep into it and see how we can come up. So anyhow, depression is also a cardiovascular disease, meaning if you're going to your doctor and you have cardiovascular disease, your surgeon or your doctor might send you for a evaluation for depression. That's how effective it is. So depression affects your basically chemistry, the biology, your physiology. It affects everything and everything. All right. So now, depression, one of the things that really affects or gets you deeper into depression, I believe, is when you and I start judging ourselves, looking at our past, and because our past is a combination of many decisions that we have made so far, when we look back and we look at the quality of our lives, we think that we made many bad decisions. So we are dissatisfied from the decisions and the outcome from the past. We are dissatisfied today, right? So that also leads you in not to trusting yourself and into believing that nothing works for you and you cannot make a decision. So you get more blocked and stuck. Depression affects the quality of your work, right? How does it feel when you are depressed and you're really forcing yourself, pushing yourself to go to work, and then you're constantly down, you're nagging? So that affects your relationship majorly, whether it's love relationship or whether it's any kind of sort of relationship. It affects your work, and eventually it affects your concentrations. When you are depressed, your mind is not clear. You cannot concentrate on your task and on your work. And normally depression is also, because it's a mental illness, it could get combined with stress and anxiety. For those of you who want to know more about this, I have a stress and depression CD that's from 20 years ago, but it's still today is valid and it's accurate, right? So I said you cannot have depression without stress and anxiety, or you cannot have stress and anxiety and not be depressed. So these kind of work together. Also, it's obsessive compulsive disorders. It's the pattern of the repeated thinking that you and I get into this loop of a negative thought, and it keeps running and it keeps going, and we get into this loop, and we can't find a way to get out of it, right? So this pattern it's constantly going, and since the quality of our thoughts, it's extremely important. If we are going towards the negative thoughts, and that negative thoughts creates a negative energy, and it keeps going, it keeps grabbing more negative thoughts, and the energy becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. I gave this example yesterday in one of my lives when I said, imagine, guys, that you're rolling a snowball from the top of the hills, and this is a negative roll of the ball, right? As it's rolling down, with the speed that it gets, it collects more and more and more, and it becomes bigger and bigger. Therefore, you and I now become a collections of negative thoughts, and we get stuck there. We can't get out of it. Okay? So this is another thing that we're going to talk about, how to work on this. Mindfulness, meditation, daily practices of mindfulness. Okay, we get into that a little bit later. But I believe one of the biggest issue that we're facing, depression, especially. I believe there was a study done in year 2013 that depression, it would be the next pandemic, and by surprise, a year later, the depression doubled up. So in that research, they find out that the majority of people who are depressed in age range, unfortunately, it's from 18 to 28 to 30 years old. And then further study showed up in the year 2018 that the majority of depression is being faced through our children. And that's really something to take serious and think about it. How are my children, my kids operating? All right. So one of the reasons that they find out why kids are depressed, guess what it is, guys? Your smartphone, the phone that you parents very lovingly handing out to your kids. The more you and I are spending time in front of that tube, whether it's a small one or a big one, from a television to a smartphone to whatever laptop, however you are using it, that's the biggest cause of depression. The longer you guys stay on social media, the more depressed you will become. And I actually had this conversation with a friend yesterday. I said, look at how the social media, our lovely Instagram, is affecting us. Today you go on your Instagram and you're checking how many likes and love and comments you get, right? And I come and I look at my Instagram and I got 60,000 people, and I had, by the next day, I had 12,000 views. And at the moment that I was doing my live, I got about 500 people. That's a good number comparing to someone who's just starting and is going live and only 2 people show up, right? But what's going on here is that with 500 views at the time that my live is going, and I'm thinking, oh, that's great, I got 500 people coming. And then if I continue on my search and I'm going to someone else and I'm seeing that someone else get 2,000 joining their live, I'm going to be going into comparing myself, into competition, and end up being dissatisfied. That's the point, guys. Do you get it? Yes or no? Okay? That's how social media is damaging us and leading us into more depression, competition, and dissatisfaction. All right? Now, something else that you need to know is the modeling, the role modeling, right? Remember, for those of you who are parents, that your children are mimicking you. They're modeling you guys. You are their role model. So if you guys are on your phone constantly, what are you actually teaching your kids as a role model, right? And the study also showed parents who are suffering from depression, their children are 50% more have a chance of ending up with depression. That's a really high number, guys. So if your mother or your father is depressed and you are modeling them and you seeing their patterns, that is affecting you. Depression is kind of contagious. It's like you're having a flu or a cold and you sniff and somebody else can catch your virus, right? Depression is the same thing, but in a different energy and in a different meaning. When you're around people who are depressed, it affects you. There's somehow their low energy, their negative energy, their stuckness, that poisonous energy, it's transforming itself into the whole energy that you're in. Okay? So that's why I'm saying it's contagious. Depression is contagious. Why am I saying that? Because as parents or whoever we are, whether we're in a relationship or whatever, we have to become much more responsible, take responsibility that I have to find a way to heal. Okay? So, what happens also, guys, when we're on our smartphone, we are constantly seeing someone else's lives that they're glorifying to us, and we get tricked by that. We're looking over there, and in their moment that they have been arguing for, I don't know, few minutes, and then they're put on their base face, and then they come and they laugh and they're just getting their wine glasses and blah blah blah, and they're going live, and you guys are watching that and you're getting, oh, I'm lonely, Oh, they're having such a great time. Everyone else is having an amazing time except me. That's the comparison that we get tricked by that. And one of the biggest factor of depression, it's loneliness, guys. It's isolation. The smartphone is leading us towards isolation. And as I said in my past live, I said, I'm not sure if COVID is a pandemic. I think loneliness and isolation is. And smartphone and social media are doing that to us, guys. You are, look at yourself in the house. You're sitting with your family and all of you are in the phone. You're isolating yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically. Yes. You agree, Furzan? Yes, Lavi. So, now let's look deeper into this. What do we have to do? What determines the level of our depression? Because when we talk about depression, guys, it's not one kind of depression. If you go to a psychiatrist and you get evaluated for that, you would see that we have many different names for different kind of depression. And also, you have to realize that you have different levels of depression. You can have a mild depression. You can have a medium. You can have a really deep depression. Now, here is what I want you guys to hear me out. It makes sense? Thank you, Mary. Yeah. So, as you guys know, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I'm a life coach, I'm a healer, I'm a shaman, I have blah, blah, blah. And I have worked with many people, and I hear everyone's story. Basically, I've seen people who they've gone through major traumas. And yesterday, in one of my lives, I talked about my very recent previous live that I did with a lady who is blind. And in that case, I told you guys, a lady who is 40, 41, 42 years old. She has a 13-year-old son. She is blind. She wasn't fully blind, but she is totally, fully blind now. I'm going to repeat this again, the story, so you see where I'm going. I have a plan with this, so stay with me on this story, okay? Basically, what happens when this lady, she had a twin sister. When they are born as a twin sister, they were accidental child. So the parents didn't want to have any kids. Okay. So remember, backtracking, I told you guys, once I was in trance, I saw myself being born. And I was really upset and struggling because somehow my mother got pregnant at age 40. And back then in Iran, age 40, I already had a sister who had I have a nephew who's also 2 years older than me. So that was a disgrace, right? So imagine this lady now, she has that knowledge that the parents didn't want her for whatever reason. That's the first energy, okay? Now, after they're born, when they're a month and a half, the parents get into a car accident. Both parents died right on the spot. people who come to help them, they find her in the car, and the twin sister, somehow the door got open and the twin sister fell off the car. So they take these two kids and they identify who the parents are and they hand them out to the uncle. They stay with the uncle till age 5. At age 5, the uncle gets in a tragic bike accident, and he died at age 28. Now, talking about anxiety, now they have to take these two kids and give them to the other uncle, which is from the mother's side, and he already has 4 kids that he cannot handle, and then they're giving them these 2 twin sisters too. So the abuse that she goes through till age 15, and the twin sister is very different. The twin sister is a rebel, so she doesn't go by the story. She gets beaten up constantly, and it is more pressure on her because she gets really sad that the sister is constantly getting beaten up, and then she tried to make up for it. The pressure that she's trying to work even harder so the sister doesn't get into trouble. At age 15, the sister decides to commit suicide. And she said, let's commit suicide. And she doesn't agree. She said to me in her session, something inside of me told me that I shouldn't commit suicide. I should stay alive. Okay, so the sister takes some medication. She didn't die from that, and she burned herself up, and that's how she died. Imagine the picture, imagine the amount of depression, the sadness, and everything that she just loses herself totally for 2 years. By age 18, she gets married, okay? So she gets married, and that's a different story, and blah, blah, blah. And then she decides at some point that she's going to leave the country, and she moves to Europe. Now, when I have a session with this lady, hearing this story, she has every right to be manically depressed, and she is not. So this raised the question, guys, if someone goes through so many traumas, why isn't she depressed? Is this learnable? Is this teachable? That then I came to this conclusion, please stay with me, it's not what happens to you, it's the way you translate, you make it really significant, you give lots of energy to it, and it's the way you give meaning to it. Change the meaning and the event will be totally different. Are you with me, guys? Do you hear me? So there has been loads of people with depression that I did session with, and when I asked them, why are you depressed? Oh, because this is really funny, guys. This is really funny. Like, people tell me, oh, I'm depressed because when I was a child, I didn't get enough attention from my parents. I wasn't loved, or that my parents loved the other sisters or the other brothers, or blah, blah, blah. Or the majority of time, people are saying that I've been in a bad relationship and we broke up, and the damage that really damaged me, or I lost my job, or the economy, we had a crash in economy, right? People have many explanations for why they are depressed. But that's not the main thing. What I'm saying is, if you're depressed, it's because the meaning that you have given to that event. Now, you don't want to be depressed anymore. Let's change the meaning. Let's look back at our lives. This happened, that lead to that happened. How can we, because till now our translation and the meaning that we give it to has been all negative, right? And then we exaggerate things. For instance, someone wakes up and has a cold. The positive person thinks, oh, I got a cold, I got a flu. Okay, that's great, because I wasn't mindful to take some time off and pamper myself and take care of myself. So this cold or flu has showed up to remind me that I should spend more time, pamper myself, take a nice salt bath, or do blah, 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 or sleep more, or rest more. On the contrary, people who get depression, they say, with sigh, oh, life, why does everything happen to me? Suddenly they globalize it. They make it so big. Now it's the whole life that sucks. It's a freaking cold or a flu, right? Are you with me? You see what I'm saying? It's the meaning that you give to something that changes everything. So now when we go back and we look at every event in my life, right? I'm going back and I'm thinking, okay, so I had a memory that I wasn't wanted. That's up to how you define the situation. Exactly, Said John, yes. How to define the situation? Yes, very good way of saying it. Okay, so I'm looking back and I'm thinking, okay, my parents didn't want me. Tough, big deal. Can I move on? And then say, okay, they didn't want me, but then they had me. Then I was so loved. Or for some of you, okay, they didn't want me and they never wanted me. Now, what's the meaning? If you and I understand that Earth is a school, we come down here to pass our toughest and hardest lessons. Okay? That's what Earth is about. So we come here to get our masters. In the meantime, we have to understand that we are supposed to get our masters, but they haven't really provided any books, any manual, nothing. Yeah, the way we're thinking and the way our brain wires is different. Exactly. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Okay? So when you and I come here from a place of love, of total understanding, all of a sudden we get down here, we get Alzheimer's. It's like this veil that we cannot see through. We forgot everything. And now there is no book, there is no education. So we have to learn by ourselves. This is really hard and difficult. When you look and view things, guys, from here, doesn't that make you a stronger person? Doesn't this pattern of thinking makes you more empowered? Oh my God, I'm such a strong soul that I have chosen to come down here and take these lessons, which are very hard and difficult. So this is empowering us, okay? And then we go through every situation. Like I said yesterday, when I was doing my private coaching session with the blind lady, that's what I was saying to her. I told her, every scenario that you have experienced, it's your biography. Now, further in, I'm dealing with somebody who is totally blind, and we set goals. What is it that you love to do, and why is that? So I keep digging in and bringing the juices out, and then we get to the point that she loves to become a psychiatrist, and I'm like, why do you want to do that? Oh, because I can give out the knowledge. I have a 13-year-old boy. I can be the best role model. I know soon he's going to become a teenager, and he's going to have issues. He's going to have girlfriends. He's going to go, there's life. I want to have that knowledge to help my kids. And I'm saying, okay, fantastic, great. Let's make it bigger. How else can you help? And I keep brainstorming her. I'm pushing her to open up her horizon for more possibilities, for more ideas. Then I said, how about helping women like you, people who are blind? How about people who are from a village as you were? You weren't from a big city. How about this and this and that? And then she's getting warmed up and she's like, my body is getting really hot. Yes, this is so exciting. And then I can open up a center, and I walk her through step by step of her being a psychiatrist. You wake up in the morning, you're getting into your car. What kind of car? What kind of this? What kind of break? And she's going, she's flowing. Her imagination keeps coming. And then she says to me, she says, I am sure I'm gonna enter university, not for blinded people, but for people who can see. That's transformation, guys. That's changing every meaning. I said to her, I said, look, now as a psychiatrist, when people come to you, if someone say my parents didn't want me as a child, okay, you know, you have experienced that. You can share your experience. You can say, I've been there, I have done that, like Dr. Erickson. You know, Dr. Erickson, he's amazing. He was mimicking the patient, whatever the patient was doing or the way he or she was delivering it. Dr. Erickson would mimic him or her. And then the minute you and I see somebody is talking like us, somebody is saying, oh, I've been there, I've done that, all of a sudden it's compassion. I'm being heard. Someone else is hearing me. Someone else is understanding me. And you're healed. That's all we need. The majority of time, we just want to be heard. We just want to be seen. We just want to know that we matter. Very important, right? Okay. So I said to her, I said, you experienced that. What else have you experienced? Oh, the loss of parents. You have experienced that. You have experienced being abused by a stepmom. If you have a client, you have experienced that. The sister that commits suicide. So I said to her, I said, oh my God, You're already a master. Look at how many things you have experienced. Once I changed the view of the past dramas and traumas, all of a sudden, everything changes. And she goes, oh, I see. So the stepmother had to do that. Oh, I chose these classes, these lessons before I came in. Oh, now you're empowered. Okay? So going back to understanding that it's the way you think and translate and give meaning to. And you got to be careful if you're a parent and you're experiencing depression, if you're in a relationship, you are responsible to get help to heal and to cure yourself. Now, prevention. How can we prevent these guys? Let me open up another window before we get into that. Medication. I am not saying you should take medication, or I'm not saying, basically, I have talked about my own mental issues, obsessive compulsive disorder, and I have chose not to take medication. Instead, I chose to educate myself. Knowledge is the key here, guys. That's why I studied psychology. For me to understand me, to know what is obsessive compulsive disorder, what is ADD, all of this. So number one is education. Educate yourself regarding this. But medication can only be helpful for a fraction of people. And medication, it's not enough. Why medication is not enough? It's because medication doesn't change anything in you. Medication doesn't teach you how to think. Medication doesn't give you tools. So, to me, that's not helpful. Medication basically, guys, doesn't show you how to transcend and doesn't give you a guru or a coach to guide you through these steps. How do you transcend? Either you get a coach, or you see a therapist, or educate yourself. Okay? Medication doesn't help you with your loneliness, with your isolation. That's my opinion. What medication does, basically, it changes the chemistry in your brain, plays around with your hormones releases. And I also want to, medication is what? Medication doesn't help you to become a good decision maker. Medication doesn't allow you to move forward and to get yourself out of isolation. Medication, basically, whether you take medications or whether you take alcohol or whether you take marijuana or anything, these are just gonna numb you guys. It's gonna numb you to the point that you're gonna feel less. It's our purpose to feel less. The majority of us cannot feel anyway. That's a major issue. How do you feel? Oh, I think I want to become a doctor. I didn't ask you what you want to do. I said, how do you feel? How do you feel? Oh, I think that in my childhood, if my parents were good parents, they were educated, and they didn't harm me, I would be feeling better today. I wasn't depressed today. I didn't ask you to translate. I am asking you, how do you feel? So basically, this is really funny. The majority of us, once our parents, some parents like mine, that neither one of them are around, they both dead, somehow I want the different parents with a different approach when I was a child, and I want that to be changed. And I'm not going to be feeling okay today, and I'm not going to work on myself today because that's what they did to me. That needs to change. How irrational is that, guys? Which brings me to my next point. Expectation. One of the reasons that we get depressed, it's because of our expectations. Where the majority of sessions that I do, a dominant energy that I pick up right on the bat is dissatisfied. The energy is dissatisfaction. What is that about? And a lot of time people don't know. I said, I don't know. I'm like, can you think? Are you happy with your life? Are you happy with your decisions? Are you happy with who you have become? Oh no. I don't like my past. I don't like what happened. I don't like my marriage. That was wrong. That was it. I should have studied that. I studied something that. All the decisions are wrong. So I'm making myself wrong. I'm making myself not to trust myself because I'm not trustable. If I were trustable, then I would not make all these wrong decisions. So dissatisfaction is basically, I'm looking at my past. It should have been a Cinderella story, but is a chaotic thriller movie instead. So from this thriller movie to Cinderella movie, that's a really different genre. And how did the romantic movie turn into a thriller movie that I'm just like, how the heck did that happen? So what do you think, guys? Your wrong expectation of things is making you depressed. Okay? But going back, I wanna open another window. Stay with me, guys. This is very important. I have been, in my 30-some years experience in coaching, I have realized that people have totally shut down their, this messages that comes in, detected, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, I'm not my past. I am not my ex-ADD. I can gather and focus myself and bring myself back to what I was talking about. Yes, that's a mindfulness practice. Anyhow, I have noticed that people have totally shut down their emotional body. They can't feel, okay? But when it comes to um, when it comes to mental disabilities, mental illnesses, what I want to bring to your attention right now is the person who is going through this process of feeling, okay, process of this feeling has to be accurate about their feelings. Because very often, guys, we can correctly read and translate our feelings. And that's connected to what I was saying, wrong translation and expectations of people and of events, right? So if I'm someone who's thinking, I should marry a Prince Charming, and where is Brad Pitt? He should come and marry me instead of whoever he's there. And why is he flirting out there? Right? This is a totally off expectation. That's creating a false belief, a false feeling. And then if I go by that, then the feeling that I'm getting is dissatisfaction or the wrongness that that Brad Pitt should have been make me his first choice instead of somebody else. If I'm that far off, then it's dangerous really for me to feel. So I want you to be aware. Now, I'm going to give you the solution for that too, guys. All the mindfulness practice, meditation, my teaching that has been free teaching on all platforms of social media, whether it's YouTube or wherever. By the way, if you want to watch those on YouTube, Sudi Burnett English, okay? All of this information, it's helping you and guiding you from the root. So basically, I am telling you to know yourself first. So when I know myself first, and when I'm kind of out of myself, remember, who am I? I said, I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings, and I am not my physical body. I am the ego that's up there, who can see the whole horizon. From there, I am watching this character Sudi from the above. And from there, I am aware that her thoughts, I can see the patterns of her thinking. And I can see if the pattern of her thinking is positive, it's empowering. And I can see her feelings. I can see her emotions. I can see how healthy she is in her emotional body, because the majority of us are in healthy relationship with ourselves and with others. Okay, the majority of us are stuck into our emotions. We don't know how to digest an emotion. When an event happens, we are so quick to react, and the translation of that feeling because it's not coming from a higher consciousness. It's something is whether I'm a narcissist and I want to do something, or it's all about me, which I don't see their side, I don't see their point of view, I don't see where they're coming from. Or it could be codependency, that please, please, please stay with me, and it doesn't matter what you have done. I am at fault. Remember at the beginning of our webinars, I talked about inferior ego. And on the contrary, we have another part of our ego that's constantly putting us down and is telling me that you are at fault. It's your fault. It's your mistake, right? So it's also from that. So the emotions that we have is very mixed up, and it's not refined. It's just like so many gumble of things mixed up together, and we don't know how to strain these emotions. By straining, what do I mean? I mean, it's like, you use a strainer and then the water goes, the da 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 da, the stuff, and then you end up with the gold, or you end up with the diamonds. But right now, at this moment, everything is just mixed. And in another note, I don't even know what's good and what's bad. I mean, what should I, is this stone that's worth nothing? Is this diamond? Is this gold? What is it? That comes back to the quality of decision making. And we talked about it, that the majority of people who are depressed, they cannot make a good decision. That's their shortcoming. Okay, so now, if you want to work on, in my opinion, guys, if you want to work on this really from the root, please start getting back to my first webinar. Who am I? Because this is the question, this is the most important question, and this is the question that I should be kind of keeping in mind the majority of time. Who is the thinker? Who is the feeler? Who is feeling? Right? So you should start from there. And also remember, guys, anything that we do is affecting our brain chemicals and the release of hundreds of hormones in our brain. So 2021, as you know, we are going to change all of our bad habits, because I told you guys before, it's true that we think everything is created in this thinking machine, right? And then the thinking machine is giving out the translation of things, giving it to our emotional body. In our emotional bodies, we're going through the emotions, we're feeling it, and emotion, from there, the feeling comes. And then we're feeling it. And the energy is creating that, the energy is getting it into motion, into movement. And then it gets into our physical body, because our physical body is responsible for moving us around. Right? This is all true. Yet, I also told you guys, going back to the beginning of this free webinar series, I also told you guys that after a while, when we constantly repeating a pattern, it becomes our habits. The combo of our habits gets into our physical body, and after a while our physical body becomes a brain on its own. Meaning, now when I wake up first thing in the morning, guys, my brain doesn't need to work. I wake up, I walk to the bathroom, I pee, I wash my hands, I go to the coffee machine, I pour the water in, the coffee is going, and I'm walking, grabbing my cups. My brain is not needed any longer. My physical body is doing it without the brain. So, why am I putting so much emphasis on this? Is because you gotta change your habits in order to change. What I'm trying to say is, instead of thinking, repeated thinking, and then beliefs, and then patterns, continue patterns, beliefs, habits, I'm saying let's go backwards. Change the habits. How can we do that? Oh, that's very easy, Bahare. I will tell you. I shall tell you. Okay, anyhow. All right. So we're going to start by changing our habit. Did you see my live yesterday, guys? I told you my norm would have been to have 2 cups of coffee. I cut it down to 1 cup of coffee. I had my cup of coffee, and then my norm would have been to go outside and meditate for a few minutes, come back and start working. And I changed that. I flipped it around. 1 cup of coffee, out. I start walking, it's still dark, it's still cold, it is still low, and I kept walking. I'm changing my patterns. By changing my daily habits, the one who asked, how would you do that? That's how you do it. All right? Look at your habits. What do you do every day? Now you need to change all of that. You got to mingle it. If you woke up first thing in the morning and you meditate, now you can't meditate first thing in the morning. You have to take a shower first. At the beginning, you're thinking, oh, it's really hot. First, I want to do my workout, and then I want to take a shower. No, do it. Change it. Mix it. Mingle it. What did I want to say? Hold down. What do I have to say? Okay. My higher self is telling me to tell you guys this, to start doing this exercise. The exercise is mindfulness to the full step. So you take a task. I think I talked about this yesterday in my live too. It's good that you guys also watch all of those lives, because I work on real time. You know that. Things just comes and I talk about it then and then. Don't miss the lives. But I talk too much. And I don't know when and where and in which language did I say what. Why we should change our habits without any plans? Saeed, I already talked about it. Because your physical body has become a brain for itself. So I said we're going back for. Listen to this live a few times, please. Saija. All right. Let me not get distracted. Take a task, guys. For instance, you're going shopping. Okay? How many steps is in shopping? Break it down. The majority of you guys, if I say, how do you do shopping? Oh, I know that. And you're probably going to give me 3 or 4 steps. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to park my car at the store. I'm going to grab whatever I need. I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to get back. That's not what I mean. The practice is you got to watch every step that you're taking, even the steps that you're taking. Okay? So, for instance, my definition of going shopping, because I walk basically everywhere, my definition is I am going to put my clothes on, my shirt, my pants, my jogging shoes, my jacket. I'm going to get my phone, put it in my pocket. I'm going to get my headset. I might want to hear something. And from my bedroom, getting dressed up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the door. From the door, yes, avoid generalization. Very good, Paisa. Mask. Good point. I often walk out without a mask, and then I have to come back again. I literally do that every single time, and I walk without a mask, and then I walk a block or two. Then I realize, okay, so yes, get my wallet, get my mask, 10 step to the door, and then another 50 step to the gate. And then how many steps am I taking? I don't know if you guys have, I have this swipe app that's counting your minutes. And God knows, I think yesterday, I walked first on the street, then I walked to I find a museum, which I did a live from there, and then I walked back, and then I went with Mariam to the beach, and then we walked there, and then I did over like 30 some thousand steps. So the phone, the app is doing it. Plus, the app is giving me $5 every day. 50,000, I think. Yeah, good. That was a long. Oh, and then I walked to my girlfriend, which is 1 hour power walk. And then after walking at the beach, I got back to my girlfriend, had lunch, spent some time with Ariel, which I have the lives there too. And I noticed that he cut my nose. I was washing my face last night. I said, why is it burning? And then it hit me that my lovely boy has scratched my nose. Anyhow. And then I power walked back home 1 hour. All right. So that was a long thing. But today I woke up, I was like, oh, I think I'm a little tired. But then, guys, I woke up a little crabby. I didn't feel full energy. I had my cup of coffee and I told myself, hello, you better leave what you preach. And I got myself very quickly out of it, and I started working out and moving out and doing my thing, and I got myself back. Remember, guys, this is what I want you to remember. You are changing constantly. And Sahar, listen, because you need to make this a post for us. Okay? We as human don't see how much we progress daily. Because our progresses is very small and tiny, then we undermine it or we don't even see it. Okay? What I want you to do from today on is, like I had a conversation with Zora earlier on, And she said, some incident happened. Someone gave me a bad comment, and that triggered me, and it took me right back to the argument and the event that I had with this person. But it took me 3 minutes to get myself back and then write a very lovely comment to that person. And she said to me, before it would have took me a week, 3 days, 2 days before I could overcome that anger, that trigger, whatever has triggered me. And I said, that's the progress. So what I'm saying to you guys right now, yeah, 3 minutes is great. Yes. So what I'm saying to you guys right now, be more mindful about how much you have come along. It could be very tiny, but you are changing constantly. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are changing. Your body is changing without you being conscious. In 21 days, your stomach lining is totally brand new. Everything in your system, hundreds of cells are dying in your body and regenerating itself. So you are not the person that you were. I am not the same person as an hour ago when I started this life. Everything has changed in my body. All right? So I want you to be mindful about your progress and celebrate each progress as you're going through. Make a note. Last year, when my ex-boyfriend would say something or put me down, I couldn't let that relationship go. Every time he would send a text, it would take me a month to get rid of that emotions or whatever he was triggering in me. Right now, when I receive a text from my ex-boyfriend, I simply say, love and blessing, my beloved. We had a journey together. You did your best and I did my best. And I just say love and send a text back. So I'm extremely proud of myself for my progress, and that's why I'm here. Remember, guys, you came here on planet Earth without any preparation, without any manuals, without any book. We as souls are learning together day after day. I want you to tap your shoulder and say, good job. Please do that, everybody, right now. Hug yourself and say, I love you. You have come such a long way on your own. Nobody has taught you. Okay? So, this is what I want you to do. But going back to our exercise, right? So everything that you do, you counting every single thing. How many steps, how many things, blah, 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 blah. When you get a hang of it, you do it for 3 times. This keeps bringing you to the present moment. Yes, Ferry, I love myself. Yes! Okay, so every steps that we're taking, we are mindful. I'm going into the shower, okay? So I need to know how many steps from my bedroom to the shower. What's my next step? I have to turn on the light. I put on the light. The next step is I'm putting the fan, the ceiling fan also. And then I open the curtain. I walk in the shower. The next step is what? How do I open the water? Water! I pull this in, I pull that up. That's my next step. Then the shower start running. And then I go to shampoo, and then the next things I'm lathering, washing, and then I'm brushing my hair, and then I put my conditioner on. I probably put a plastic bag on my conditioner while I'm washing my body. The next step, I'm washing my body. As I'm washing my body, I am so present. What's the sensation when I'm washing my hand? What's the sensation when I'm rubbing my face? What's the sensation? The sound of the shampoo as I'm rolling it. The sound of the bubble. Do you see what I mean? That's what we're after. Fully present and experiencing everything with a sea salt. Yes, love that. Okay? Once you do this exercise, it keeps bringing you into the present moment. Why am I saying when I'm washing my hair or when I'm washing my arms, how does it feel? Because I want you to start to get connected to your feeling body. I want you to learn how to feel. Opening up, listen, the right feelings, not the unexpected feeling. Okay? Then my question and my exercise for you is, what is happiness? Now, I'm opening this to question. What is happiness, guys? Very fast and quick. Start writing to me. What is happiness? Your translation, your meaning of happiness, and what is making you happy? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let me check the Facebook. Come on, guys. Don't get stuck. I love you. Does I love you in respond? Camilla, is this to respond to happiness? Being at the moment, Nafisa. When I am being, okay, happiness, more positive thinking, mode. Why you decide to have English lecture? Sandy, learn that I have an English channel and I have a Farsi channel. I am building my English followers if I am allowed to do that. Thank you. Okay. This is for people who cannot, okay. Sandy, I would appreciate it, honey, to stay here, being here with me and be present so you can absorb everything instead of going on the other side. Being at present, just being here, success. Okay, what else? Accepting myself as what I am. Very good, very good. Success, accepting myself. What else? Hello, Mohsen. Happiness means I do what I like without hurting others. Flower timeless, flower timeless. Okay. What else, guys? What else is the definition? To be able to control our thoughts and feel free. Good point. Yes. Yes. Happiness could be, yeah, being grateful for who I am and what I do. Yes. Yes. To be here. Yes. Yes. To be able to hear, guys, to be able to hear. Remember the difference between listening and hearing. Embrace growth. Yes, gratitude. Gratitude brings you to happiness. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Okay, what else, guys? Let me check Facebook comments. I am suffering by being too attached to one person and don't know why. It makes me suffering. How to get rid of it? Lizzie, ego, my body, mind, and to be able to take control of my body, mind, and spirit. Yeah, if you can separate yourself from your mind, emotions, and physical body, if you can separate yourself, yes, absolutely, you be in a state of acceptance. So you're basically surrendering yourself to what is, to have enough time to spend for ourselves. Yes, being kind and honest and at the present. Yes, Camelia. Helena Jamil, welcome. Okay, acceptance, yes. Acceptance is a big part. When I'm totally and fully accepting myself, when Said said, is doing what I have made for, to becoming who you truly are. Yes. Said, are you the one from Germany? My feeling is you're the one from Germany who has attended my seminars and my lovely friend. Yes or no, Said? Okay, so what else? What else is happiness, guys? What else is happiness? To be able to decide about all aspects of life. What do you mean exactly, honey? To be able to decide about. You're saying that you are so wise and you are the whole knowing and you're trusting your decisions, and every decisions that you make, it's to better your life and empower you. Yes, to love yourself. That's very correct. Yes. Is it now right possible read my energy? Masajan, at this moment, your battery is filled up. Your energy is glowing and flowering right now at this moment, Masa, okay? The question is, can you hold this energy and this vibration? Can you hold on to it? Can you live it daily? And every time that you see your energy is going down or you're going off ramp, don't judge yourself. Don't judge where you are going. Just simply bring yourself back to this moment. This moment, I'm just full of energy. I'm feeling good. I have a tribe. Okay. And by the way, guys, now that I talked about tribe, I want us to become a family. I want us to be our own tribe, to help each other to grow. So I have my Facebook group. You can join. Thank you, Sai. You can join my Facebook group. Sahar will guide you guys. Okay. Sahar will guide you to get on my Facebook groups so you can ask your questions. You can set up your goals. You can share your goals with one another. And then you can help each other to keep each other accountable for showing up to do your goals every single day. Okay, that's what Facebook group is about. To be at present time and don't think about future. Beautiful. When I'm fully present at this moment, meaning I'm not revisiting the past, also I'm not thinking or worrying about the future. This moment is complete. This moment is full. Very good, Lavi. Najamil, yes. To be live and life and love, to be living fully, to love and to accept everything. No, honey, this is not Farsi. This is my English channel. Let's have some rules, guys. I have my Farsi channels and I spend enough time over there. Don't break the rules. This is the English channel, and whoever is coming here, it's going to write their comments in English. If by any chance you don't understand English, then you need to put this on your priority list for 2021. Remember, English language is the international language. It's a must. So put it on top of your list. To be under pressure and have authority. Okay, so Parsa, you don't want to be following anybody. You don't want to have authority. You don't want to be under a pressure. So therefore, you're looking for total freedom. Yes? Okay. Freedom is happiness. When I'm free, I'm happy. I can decide where I want to be, who do I want to live with, who and where do I want to spend my time. Your happiness comes from your heart and your soul. Ferry, do you really have to ask this question to read your energy? Let me tell you guys, I have been sending you guys energy for the last hour and 20 minutes. None of you who has been here in this live have not received and overflooded with the energy of joy and love. So don't ask this question. It doesn't matter how much you have received, because that's entirely up to individual. You take as much as subconsciously you believe you're worth it, you're deserving, and you can allow yourself to take. So the energy is the same, right? Jamal, I already responded, honey. You are full right now. The battery is full right now. The question is not how is my energy right now. The accurate question will be how can I sustain this? Because if you want to read your energy, I always told you guys, tune in. How do I feel? Your feeling is the indication of where are you vibrationally vibrating. Give others happiness. Can you say the address? What address? Oh, you mean my Facebook group. Okay. You're welcome, Labi. You're welcome to stop judging. Okay, to stop judging. Very good point. If I can stop judging, I'll be happy. If I don't compare myself to anyone else, I could be happy. On Facebook, yes. I can be the same. You can be the same time on Facebook, honey. You're expanding. Fabulous. Fabulous. I am angry. Mohsen, I don't think you're angry. You are misreading your energy. Let me tell you, let me translate that anger feeling for you. There are a few things there. Number one, you want to be fluent in English and you feel like you're not fluent enough in English. So the energy behind that is I am not enough, I'm not whole, and I'm not complete. The next thing is you have codependency energy with you. You want to be getting a lot of attention. You are not the center of attention here right now, and you're asking yourself, why not? Okay? So, Mohsen, I see you, I hear you, I read your energy. What I would like from you is to be mindful and work on this codependency issue. And I have actually couple of lives about codependency. Okay, and why am I so needy? Why do I need to be the center of attention? That's something for you to work on 2021. And if you think you're not able to do this on your own, you can get a private coaching session with me. Inner peace, enjoyment, peace and mindfulness. Yes, inner peace, harmony. How to receive or to be open to receiving energy. Yeah, that's a good point. Be present in the moment. Yes. Be blessed. Yes. Be mindful and believe that you deserve the energy of love and happiness. Yes. Yes. Okay. Can you send link on Facebook? Mm-hmm. Yes, I am free. Yes. Okay. Zainab, carry me. Zainab, please follow the Farsi page. Okay. It's on the shelter fold. Okay. To be kind to everyone. Mm-hmm. To channel. Okay. You're welcome, Fairy. To be merciful about ourselves. Oh, okay. When you are connected, whoever listening can get energy. There you go. Yes, you need to be present to receive energy. Okay, Sahar put the Facebook on Facebook, which is Sudi Burnett Facebook group. all right, to be able to forgive our mistakes and others. Beautiful, Parisoja. That's very empowering. When we can forgive ourselves, forgive our past decisions and behaviors, forgive everyone and all the events behind us, from us. When we can forgive all of that, we are so free and flowing. That's definitely needed for happiness. Oh, my papers. Okay, Sahar wants you to send her direct message. Okay, what else? How can we keep our energy up the most? Mine suddenly goes down. Nargis John, free webinar on YouTube, Sudi Burnett English. I would recommend that you start from webinar number 1. Most definitely, you need to listen to those webinars a few times because it takes time to absorb, it takes time to become the teaching and the lessons, and it's constantly reminds you to be aware of doing your practices and your rehearsals. You have to rehearse, but you have to listen to those videos every day and maybe even take a note for yourself. Is there any correct answer for being no, honey? We are, as human beings, we are we are individual. We are so special. So when I talked about depression today, there is no one way, one approach, one set of rules for releasing depression or recovering from depression or recovering from addiction, because each one of us are so different that for every single person a different approach or approaches are needed to change a behavior or change a mental illness or to do whatever. Okay, so there is no one rules. As I have always said, we cannot go by one diet and make it general and collective. Every individual chemistry, biochemistry, everything is different. So I believe if you want a recipe for depression or for happiness, you have to you and see what works for you and what doesn't work. And you probably most definitely have to try that for a while. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to end this live. We almost went for an hour and a half. I'll see you guys, I think Wednesday. I'm going live with Tara, which is for our teens and youngsters. Thank you so much, guys. Please follow me and share my videos and share my links. And don't forget, when you write a comment for me, don't just send love in any of these, because the algorithm of Instagram thinks that you're a robot. From now on, guys, I want you to write something in the comments. For instance, I am love. I am on my mission. I am following my goals. Okay, write a comment. All right, follow, share, and the rest of this stuff that you guys know better than I do. Thank you. Bye bye, everybody. See you Wednesday. Happy journey. Bye, Instagram. Bye, 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 bye. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye, bye. See you on Wednesday.